Hey guys, welcome back to the Struggleville 2 YouTube channel. For this video, we're going to talk about something that I know absolutely nothing about, but I find incredibly interesting. I hesitate to make the video at all just because talking about things you don't know anything about is a really good way to make an ass of yourself. But it's just so damn interesting, I can't help it. And I really encourage you, if you're interested in the topic, to do some Google searches, follow some people on Twitter, look up some other YouTube videos, and collect more information. I've been watching videos and reading stuff all day long, and I hardly understand more than what I did before I started. But the thing is, we have a group, a collective of poor people who came together en masse to stick it to the billionaires on Wall Street, okay? And now the billionaires on Wall Street are unhappy and they're retaliating against the poor people. So it is a very interesting topic, whereas you also have some rich people who apparently are not big fans of this Wall Street suits rich people, and they are siding with the poor people, or at least on the surface, they have a populist viewpoint that they are sharing with people, although who knows how they actually feel. So it all starts with GameStop. And if we're looking at the stock for GameStop over the last 6 months, look, way back in July, August, it was $4 a share. Yesterday, it goes all the way up to $347 a share. That is just ridiculous. Look at that. And it has absolutely nothing to do with GameStop. They're not opening more stores or doing anything innovative. Nothing. It has nothing to do with the company itself. And here's where we get into parts that I don't know much about. Well, first off, the people behind this group, the collective of poor people I'm talking about, it started with a subreddit called Wallstreetbets. And at the time this started, I think they maybe had 1 million followers. Now that it's blown up, they have a lot more, 3 or 4 million maybe. But it's this group of people who, don't have a ton of money. They got a couple $100 and they want to invest it and try to make some money, which that is a very, it's a noble thing to do. I don't know about noble, but it's wise. Look, if you have a little bit of extra and you can invest it rather than buying the latest cell phone, I have respect for you because you're making a smart life choice. And that's what I feel about a lot of these Wall Street Bets people. They're not a bunch of millionaires out screwing around. They're trying to be responsible, right? So you have that group of people. And they're the cause of, a good chunk of this escalation here. And then you get some rich people who are kind of on their side that have really helped pump this up. So like Elon Musk, who is now the richest human on earth, he tweeted about Wall Street Bets. And if we look at his tweet real quick, it just said GameStonk, okay? Because these Wall Street Bets people, they're retarded. They call each other retards and pores. And I saw one really funny comment. A guy said that he just made like $10,000 from the GameStop stock going up, and someone replied, "Your wife's boyfriend must be really happy." I thought that was funny. But anyways, okay, so Elon Musk, just one tweet about it. He tweets a link to Wall Street Bets. It gets 218,000 likes, 43,000 retweets. So obviously, that's a lot of influence. And then you have Dave Portnoy, the owner or founder, I don't know if he still owns it or how, I don't know the situation, of Barstool Sports. He gets in on it, and he's got a huge following. So, and then like Donald Trump Jr. gets in on it. So regardless of the politics aspect, you have people with a lot of influence and a lot of followers on social media talking about the same topic. So we're driving up the awareness and the demand, and all this stuff is leading to a huge, huge price. Now, if it has nothing to do with GameStop, then why are people doing this? They're doing it because it is so screwing over some of these hedge funds. Now, here's the point where I don't know what I'm talking about. So leave a comment, fill me in correctly, lead me somewhere that can explain this better. But you have these hedge funds, and they essentially take loans out for shares. They're borrowing shares from other people. And however it works, they want the price to go down. They will make money when the price goes down. They will make money when GameStop goes out of business, and they are still headed that way despite all of this stuff. So that's important to know. They're borrowing shares from other people, and they want the price to go down. They so bet on GameStop going out of business that it was somewhere between 120% or 140%. So they borrowed more than what was even available. They're borrowing their borrows. So when the price goes up, they lose money. They, along the way, have to pay interest on what they've borrowed because it's like a loan. You pay interest. Also, as it goes up, the people who actually still own the shares come knocking on the door saying, hey, you borrowed it at 10, now it's worth 50, I want the difference. Now, again, I don't know all the intimate details about it, but I did see one thing where one hedge fund called Milton something something could potentially lose $10 billion, that's with a B, $10 billion on what's going on because they have a date. I heard it's Friday, which would be tomorrow. Again, this is just random stuff I read on Twitter and Reddit, so how much of that is true? Who knows? But that they have to buy back the shares they've borrowed tomorrow, or a sizable chunk. And we're talking millions, 70 million. I think 70 million shares is how much GameStop has altogether. So, how many they own, I don't know, but if they're at 120%, 140%, but among different hedge funds and such, we're talking about a lot. So if you bought in at, $10 or $20 thinking the stock was going to go back to the 4 that it was, but instead it's gone all the way up to 347 and you're going to have to pay that difference on millions of shares, well, that's how you lose billions of dollars. So where it gets really interesting to me is we have some other stocks we'll take a look at here in a second because people kind of jumped on the bandwagon of trying to do this with different companies. But GameStop was such a good example because so much of it was hedged that it was going to go out of business. So it was like the biggest opportunity to screw these people over. So we're in a position where hedge funds are either making the decision to or being forced to buy back shares. Again, they wanted the price down and now they're stuck buying at 65, 147, 347. So the Wallstreetbets Reddit people are all trying to either hold, or in some cases, some people are still buying thinking it might still go up. But the thing is, the more people hold, the less shares that are available to purchase, the more these hedge funds have to buy, like the higher the price they're paying. And the more the hedge funds buy, the more they're driving the price up even more because, again, the more you buy, the less there are available. And it's just this, chain reaction of up, 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 up. And I've seen people think that GameStop stock could hit $1,000 a share. Now you see today, it's already way down. It's down over $100. I mean, it's just incredibly volatile. So what caused this huge drop? If we look at today, there was one point, it got all the way down to $126 a share. Look at that. From a high today of $469 all the way down to $126. Like, how do you feel if you were the guy at $469 buying in and it went all the way down to $126? Anyway, so what happened today? Because, look, these are all billionaires losing billions. Instead of having 25 yachts, they might be down to 20 yachts. So they're getting pissed. And, it's the boys club here. They all know each other. They all want to help each other out. All these Wall Street goons. So they're getting together to stop people from buying shares of these different stocks that the Reddit people are trying to force up. So Robinhood is an app that markets itself to being for like the everyman investor. It's a website and an app, and you can do free trades, and it's very... the typical Robinhood user does not have very much money. Let's just put it that way. So they're not allowing people to buy any more shares. Well, if you can't buy, but you can sell, then the price is going to go down because obviously some people are going to sell, but nobody can buy. And I saw on one tweet that over 50% of Robinhood users own GameStop stock. So today, how pissed are you if you have 100 shares and you want to sell at $4.69? You're able to. I got a little bit ahead of myself on that one, and now I can't find the tweet that I wanted to talk about. Okay, so one guy earlier today said that his Robinhood account would not let him do any buying or selling at all. It was completely frozen. He couldn't do anything with GameStop stock. So where I was going was that particular guy, and probably a bunch of people at that period of time, if you wanted to sell at $4.69, you were unable to. So depending where you bought in, if it's all the way down to $126, you could have lost a ton of money. So they're driving the price down. However, what I'm hearing on Twitter is that the big companies, the hedge funds and stuff, are still able to trade as normal, and it's just the, quote, retail investors, the poor people, who are being stopped from trading. Now, if we look at, there's a couple other stocks that this subreddit was talking about and wanted to do the same thing. And I don't know in these other stocks' cases what exactly their position was as far as these short sales. And the whole thing is called a short sale squeeze, by the way. I probably should have mentioned that a long time ago. So when people specifically are driving up that price on the short sellers, they are squeezing them because now they're going to have to come up with this money. So AMC Theaters was another one of the companies people were talking about, and I've actually been watching it. 878 is pretty good. I saw it down here, and I thought about buying, and then I was too slow on the draw. Look, it got all the way down to 652. So if we look at 6 months of AMC, look what AMC did. Not as drastic, but again, they were just talking about AMC and how they want to do the same thing with it. So we went from $2 a share on January 14th, that's 2 weeks ago, all the way up to $19.90 a share. So not as drastic, but still huge. That's unheard of. Stock prices don't just go up and down like that in normal circumstances. So I was looking at this yesterday, and I thought about buying into AMC, but it was way high, and I thought, nah, I'm not going to buy in at that. So I've been watching it all day, and if it gets sub 8 again, I'm not doing a lot because I'm not a big fan of losing money in case this thing goes the wrong way, which I'm thinking at this point may be more likely because there's too many people with a lot of money that are against this. Although a very interesting thing, I saw Ted Cruz, Don Jr., and AOC all essentially saying the exact same thing. So when you get people on both sides of the aisle finally agreeing on something, maybe something can happen. Maybe? Probably not. We're all going to get shit on anyways. But anyway, so AMC had this huge spike and they're going down. Now, another stock that they talked about, and I actually got in on this one and I'm losing, but was Nokia. And again, I don't know why Nokia. I don't know what's going on. And theirs has been pretty much all over the place for the last 6 months. We can see a low of $3.35 a share. But again, these Reddit fools get in here and look at this. You go all the way up to the $6.55. It was actually higher. That's what it closed at yesterday because I saw it up to $8, I think, at one point yesterday. So again, not as drastic, but I bought into this one because I saw all these people talking about Nokia, and it hadn't gone up much yet. So I thought, hey, I can get in on this before it goes way up. So I put $1,000 into Nokia stock, and I think I bought it $6.55 or $6.35, something like that, and it's down to $4.83, which it could be worse. But they also had BlackBerry. So here's BB, BlackBerry stock. And again, they went from $4.87 to a high of up to $25 yesterday. All these seemed to spike yesterday. But the interesting thing was at the opening of trading today, Robinhood and a couple other sites and everything stopped trading on a bunch of these companies. I'm assuming from trying to read a timeline on Twitter, at the opening of the stock market today, they might have completely stopped all buying and selling on these specific stocks, and then at some point opened it up for only selling. That's the best I can figure out from reading what happened on Twitter earlier today. So then, in addition to BB, here is Naked Brand Group, which I don't even know what that is. But look how low that they were just tumbling down, sinking to under $1 a share, and then all the way up to $1.45. So again, a spike of a company that people started bringing up and talking about, and bam, and here we go. So there was about 5 different stocks that people were looking into. The theme mostly for today has been how much people hate Robinhood app at this point. So here you can see AOC called, this is Dave Portnoy's Twitter feed, called Robinhood's trading restrictions unacceptable. Ted Cruz responded, fully agree. Then we have Dave Portnoy, prison time. Dems and Republicans haven't agreed on one issue till this. That's how blatant, illegal, unfathomable today's events are. I don't know if they're illegal or not. I don't know enough about the stock market, but it does seem shady that they take action to stop something from happening, which I can't believe that the Reddit people did anything wrong, because it's just a group of people all agreeing that we're going to buy this stock. I don't see how they might not like it. I don't see how that could be illegal, but then stopping people from being able to do so just seems weird. So just got a tip that Citadel reloaded their shorts before they told Robinhood to stop trading. Now that's really interesting, because what they're basically saying is Citadel bought in more, knowing apparently that Robinhood was going to stop trading. So stopping the trading is going to make it go down. And when they reloaded their shorts, that means they're making a new bet, or another bet, that the stock price is going to go down. So Citadel, who I'm pretty sure works with Robinhood, made a bet the stock was going to go down, and then Robinhood takes an action that makes the stock go down. The whole reason I even got into it, as soon as people started saying, and it might be a false narrative, but it's the poor people against the suits on Wall Street, I was like, I'm in. Of course, I don't want to lose my $1,000, but that's beside the point. Then, who knew it would end in tears, because billionaires like him got their teeth kicked in, so they broke the law and changed the rules of the game to ensure they stay rich. I didn't know that's what he meant by end in tears. They planned on cheating. And it's really funny, because I was watching some Fox News last night, and a couple of the hosts, you could tell, were totally on the side of the Reddit people. But then, I think it was Hannity brought in someone from Fox Business, and her tone was completely different. She was completely on the side of the hedge funds and the Wall Street people. And if you watch CNBC, I've seen different clips of them, and they're all, it's just, you can tell who is the establishment, who is the person that is losing money, and who is making money in this situation. And it's unfortunate that the most powerful people are in a position to not only lose money, but to change the fact that they are losing money. So again, Dave Portnoy's been doing his emergency press conferences talking about this stuff. So then if we look at Elon Musk, we talked about how, that's all he tweeted. That's all it was, with a link, and 219,000. I don't know if he had anything else, or if that was the only thing he said about it. But I know he retweeted or liked a video. Oh yeah, the Discord thing. I forgot even about that. So in addition to the subreddit, which was taken down at one point, or the moderators of the subreddit made it private, I'm not sure which story is true, but for Discord, which, if you don't know what it is, just think of it as Reddit, because that's close enough. The Discord server, so where the people go, the Wallstreetbets people went on Discord to talk about it, got taken down by Discord. The thing that makes this tragic is it's a coordinated effort to stop people with $200 in an investment account from making any money, to save the person with 25 yachts. It is just ridiculous. But I can't find it now. Maybe it's under his likes. Elon Musk, this girl right here. A normal person explains what's happening on the stock market. Now, actually, I thought she was incredibly stupid and not interesting at all. But it was on this topic, so you can see how it just garners more attention. So then I started following this Wallstreetbets chairman guy, and this is their little logo and the little guy they use on all of it. I don't know if it's supposed to be the Wolf of Wall Street guy or whatever, but that's what it kind of reminds me of anyway. So I don't know if this guy is affiliated at all, because he says not associated with Wallstreetbets, but he went from nothing to 500,000 followers in a matter of a couple of days. He got retweeted or liked or something by Elon Musk, and I think he said in a tweet somewhere that he gained over 80,000 followers just overnight. So it says, if they take down Wallstreetbets, let's see if he has anything interesting. They want you to think your vote is the name you write on a ballot, but it is actually the currency that you use. You can see here him going on a little bit of a tirade. You had all these people saying, hold the line. And they were doing like Braveheart memes and stuff, because here's where it's kind of interesting. If you bought into GameStop $5, $10, $20 a share, and it's up to $347 a share, you know, you're making, let's say, $300 on every share that you bought. It's really hard if you have a couple $100 in your bank account to not sell off all those shares. And, you know, depending how many you have, I saw one guy, and this, you know, obviously he still had some money, but he started out at $250,000 in his account, and he took a screenshot, and it could be fake, but $250,000 in his account, and he was over $1 million now. So that's an extreme example, but if you went from a couple thousand or something to I can pay off my mortgage, it's really hard for those people not to sell. But you have all these other people saying, hold the line, don't sell, because when they sell, it's letting the hedge funds off the hook, the price is going to come down some, and it's counterproductive in a collective, but individually, if it's enough money to change your life, sell. Because if you sell at $340 and it goes up to $1,000, but you still made tons of money on it, you're not going to feel that bad. If you hold and GameStop goes out of business while you're still holding, you are going to be so pissed. You are going to be crying. They just bailed out the hedge funds and screwed the people. GameStop united the country at a time when nothing else could. I don't know about the whole country, but there's a lot of people. Outside of establishment media, you're going to have a hard time finding anyone siding with hedge funds. Who has sympathy for hedge funds? There's no reason you should be using Robinhood after today. This is literally criminal. How is this allowed? It's just funny how this morning everything just went to shit and people are going crazy. They just rigged the market in plain sight and they don't even care that we know. They can only control us because we use their currency. I'm not doing this to make money. I'm doing this to make history. I don't know if you're that noble. I think you're going to try and make some money, but that's okay. I'm a capitalist. I'm not going to hate you for making money. It looks like Portnoy and Stephen Cohen, the owner of the Mets and some financial group or something, are kind of at it. Because Portnoy's been saying lock up all these people that are with Robinhood and Citadel and different things. And Stephen Cohen replied, "Hey Dave, what's your beef with me? I'm just trying to make a living just like you. Happy to take this offline." And Dave responds, "I don't do offline. That's where shady shit happens. You bailed out Melvin because he's your boy along with Citadel. I think you had strong hand in today's criminal events to save hedge funds at the cost of ordinary people. Do you unequivocally deny that?" And Stephen, "What are you talking about? I unequivocally deny that accusation. I had zero to do with what happened today. By the way, if I want to make an additional investment with somebody, that is my right. If it's in my best interest of my investors, chill out." So then we have some replies. Let's go through some of the thread real quick. "Did you not bail out Melvin? He saved them from bankruptcy in return for equity of them. Could you argue it as a bailout? Maybe. Could you argue it as an investment? Definitely. He infused cash so they could double down on short above $400 and devise a plan to lock trading so shares crash below $100. And that's the thing. The fact that they stopped people from trading or, whatever it is, if they just stopped them from selling or stopped them from both or whatever the timeline was, that's the thing, man. How can you do that? The bailout isn't illegal. The barring of retail investors on platforms is the criminal part, and it seems all parties were in coordination. It's hard to say otherwise. Yes, he did. All these must be hedge fund yuppies. It's looking like those Mets are going to say, okay. Anyway. All right, that's probably all I got for this thing. I find it incredibly interesting. I'm going to be following along. I got my little tickers here for AMC, which look at it. It's crazy. See, we're at 850 now. Gets under 7, I'm buying in just for the giggles of it. And then somewhere I got my other one. Where did I... Oh, I lost it. And my knock's down. Oh, well. We'll keep an eye on that. Just right over here. So anyway, guys, that's what I know, or maybe what I don't know. But I'm thoroughly entertained. I don't know if I'm $1,000 entertained, but at least I'm entertained a little. Thanks for watching.